We'll dive right in. Here I already created the holes in which I want the nails to go. I use 0.5 spacing and just try to complete the nailing. The circle is not perfect, as you can see. The nails are not straightened. It's not a perfect circle. You can straighten them when you're done. I will do that when I'm done. For now, I want to just draw the circle and start on the design. Again, the space between the nails is 0.5 centimeters, half a centimeter. It works for me because of the design that I want to use. This paper that I put the nails on has the word that I'm going to put at the center of the board. So you don't have to worry about that mark in the center, and all those marks will disappear eventually because they're going to be covered by the words. You're working with 3 boards. Hey, these boards have stains. But yeah, we shall see whether we can cover them up. If we can't, we shall do better on the next boards. Yeah. So I got the paper with the word. The word is written there. I don't know if you can see it properly. I got the paper, and what I'm trying to do here is make sure that I center the word. I'll measure about 5 centimeters from the edge so that I create a perfect circle in which to put the word. I want the word to be centered in the middle. I could not work with the word first because I did not know how the circle would go. My design is circular, so I didn't want to first put the word because, yeah, it's tricky, it's risky. I need to center it properly. So I'll get my ruler, measure 5 centimeters from the edge, and from the other side. It took me a while. I wanted to do 10. I could not do 10. 10 was too big. Could leave little room for the word. Decided to go with 5. So then you take the thread from one end of the board. Remember, you measured, so you have now 2 ends, the left and the right. Yeah. So on the right, you're going anti-clockwise. Even on the left, it's anti-clockwise. If you want, you can do clockwise, really. There's no formula, really. A circle will be created either way. Our circle is here, forming nicely. I like how it's forming. I really like how it's forming. Still anti-clockwise. When you start with the anti-clockwise direction, you go along with it the whole way. So the next circle can be clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on what you want. But once you've started with a clockwise, you can't now do anti-clockwise. That will be working against yourself. Yeah. So I'll take this round, the whole board. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. If you have any concerns, please ask in the comment section. These boards came with stains from the paint. I think it's the lighting, but they'll probably disappear at the end. They won't matter. So you're done with black. We're going to tie that off. In a few seconds, we're going to tie it off, the black against the black. I like how the black is coming out. The paint is matte, so that's why it has that effect. And the thread is shiny, so it has that effect. I thought it would not appear or show. I thought the black would not show in a blackboard, but actually it is showing. I can see it. It's very visible. Very visible. It's actually the good dark. It's darker than the board, which is interesting. Giving me new ideas. So yeah, we'll tie that off, press the threads down. Usually I use the other ruler, my ruler. That's why it looks the way it looks. Has seen some harsh days. But now let me use my hands, my fingers. I think it's either faster or I enjoy the process. Yes, I have to push the threads down to create room for the other threads that you're going to put at the top. The nails are short, so they can get congested. And they fill up. So this helps you to work smoothly. It Of course, the nails have heads, but this helps you to work smoothly. Sometimes the thread jumps off when you loop it. It just jumps off. Some nails don't have straight heads, others don't have heads at all. Other heads are, factory issues. And so I'll get the red thread. I'm working with red, yellow and black. So I'll get the red thread, measure about 1 centimeter from the inner circle, that black circle, and then I'll do the same thing with the red thread. Remember, I measured 5 centimeters off the black one. The other time I measured from the edge, but now I'm measuring off the black one. I want to be consistent. I'll do that for the yellow also. And I like how this red is shining. I love this work. See how neat it looks? This is what happens when you have your spacing correct. When you don't have proper spacing, your design gets warped. And it shows. It really shows. So it's important that your nails have the same the same spacing across the board, because it helps you have a neat design. This is what I was referring to at the start when I said I needed to do 0.5 for the work that I want to create. I want to create neat work. See? I want to create neat work. I want it to come out nice because of the specifications. The client told me these are gifts for, I don't know if they're delegates or something. So depending on what the client tells me, I create something that is nice and that will look nice for them and to the person they're giving it to. Yeah. So usually I ask some questions about the colors, I ask specific questions about designs, I ask so that I create exactly what the client has in mind. Sometimes I am told to create something from scratch, off head, and that's kind of tricky because if I'm working with my brain, I don't know what the end user is thinking. Yeah, but I'm glad I get to have this information. The red is, see, our circle is perfect because we measured we got a perfect circle. It's perfect in that it's actually a circle, though the nails are still missing in action somehow. I need to align. So we tie that off. I just broke the thread. Yeah, works the same way as the scissors, I guess. Yeah, that works for this kind of thread. The other threads you just can't break off like that. There you will break your fingers. You'll get wounds, real wounds. So yeah, we'll push this down again. I prefer to use my fingers on every single nail. Again, if you have any questions, ask in the comment section. See, the stains that we had in the sides have disappeared because the threads have covered them. And it's not a guarantee for every board, every design, so make sure your boards are clean. It's important. You never know what side you're working with. So we'll do again the 1 centimeter off the red one now. You see? Off the red one. And then we'll do the same thing. Anti-clockwise. If you want, you can do clockwise, it's okay. Anti-clockwise I think is easier for me because I'm right-handed, so it works perfectly. And because of, I think, my positioning, and because of my position as in creating this work, I was working from the floor. Long story, but I like working from the floor actually. When I'm nailing, somehow it absorbs some of the sound and it's easier. Even the positioning of a thread, it's just more comfortable when you're working from the floor. Yeah. Or the laps. Sometimes I sit and then put the work on my laps. harder when I'm using a table. So yeah, this is a nice design actually. If you want, you can stop right here and just tilt your circle, your board properly to come out as a nice cool design. This is also nice how it is, but then this is not what the client wanted, so let's create what the client wants. I have a little brush there. It helps me clean the board whenever it gets dusty or when I have particles I do not like. Yeah, I use that little brush. I tell you where I got it from. Now let me keep that secret. I'm a collector, so you can imagine where I got it from. Anyway, we shall tie this off, the yellow thread off. The client specifically told me to use this. It looks like gold. It's not gold. The shade of yellow that I like. It's shiny if you look at it in person, and it's rich. It's a rich yellow compared to the others. It kind of brings out. It's a good contrast to the black. I like how it's coming out already. So we have the German color. People in Germany, greetings from Uganda. It's interesting how your flag and our flag just is similar. Just need to rearrange the colors. So here I'm creating the Ugandan flag. So the client wanted me to start with black. Start with black and end with the black. They didn't want double colors because our flag is double. We have double colors, black, yellow, red, black, yellow, red, but they wanted only black, yellow, and red. Then they asked that I put black first on the board, just as a design. So yeah, it brings out the German flag, which is interesting. That's me breaking off the thread with my teeth. Where are my scissors? Okay, so I'll measure again 1 centimeter using the black thread. Now the black thread was really interesting, really interesting, because I'm working with black. Remember, the body is black, there's black thread underneath, and I don't know, there's something about the black thread. I had to keep holding it like this, see, otherwise you can't see what you're working with. You can't know whether whether you've looked the nails once, whether you've looped them twice. It's hard to know how many times you've looped the thread, and when you loop the nails twice, you create another design, you warp the circle. So I had to hold it like this for visibility purposes. I had to see what I was working with. So I hold it, it helps me to know which nail I've completed, which nail I'm going next to. Yeah, so it's black is kind of difficult. I actually wanted to do 2 layers because, as you can see, I can still see the yellow underneath the black. But yeah, I'm so sorry, I could not see. It took a lot of work creating this black circle, and imagine I'm doing it thrice because I'm doing 3 boards. I was struggling to see. I was struggling to see already, and then another shade would be perfect. You can still see the yellow. Another shade would be perfect, but I could not see. I couldn't see. It would take a lot of time. So yeah, this is one of our papers. Actually, that paper that I put the nails on is the one I used for the words. So I just traced the words onto the board, and now I'm putting the nails in the holes. Remember, I first create holes in the board and then I put the nails too. This is a poyo or a foil. I hear people say a foil, but it's written a poyo. Apoyo Matek is thank you so much. Apoyo is thank you, then Matek I think is so much or a lot. Yeah, that's from the north. I don't know what language this is. I don't know whether it's Acholi, whether it's Langi. I do not have an idea, but I think it's Acholi. I think so. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we have the black, yellow, red, black, and then Apoyo Matek. correct me, is it Afoyo or Apoyo? This is what the client gave me, but I didn't want to ask because I asked them to send me the spelling because I didn't want to mess it up, and then they sent me this, but I hear Afoyo, I hear Afoyo, I hear Afoyo, I don't hear Apoyo. Is this pronounced Afoyo? I'll find out eventually. And I sent the client this font. They approved. It's important that they approve the font because some fonts don't look okay with some designs, others look nice, others. So fonts are a tricky part. So this is Afoyo Matek. Then we had Asante on the other board, and then we had another Asante. And this is how they wanted the boards. They didn't want Asante centered in the middle, they wanted it a bit lower and on the side, on the right. So yeah, we have our 3 boards that you're working with. I'm excited! I love the contrast. I love these colors. I love the yellow that I used. It's looking meticulous. So, what I'm doing right here is creating a knot for the 3D effect. There's a piece that I created. Some of the clients tell me to just create something that looks nice. So I go to my computer and I brainstorm. I put all kinds of colors. You guys should be paying for designing. It's not simple. I try with green, I try with black, I try with all kinds of things. And then some of them don't come out, and then I have to do again. So designing is also something else because it has to look good first in the computer before I actually create it. If it doesn't, then it won't come out. Yeah, so this is a 3D effect. I had tried it on some board that I was just creating something new for myself. I didn't actually try it on the computer like I do for most of them. So I just created something and then it came out nicely. So I created it for the client. The other client I was telling you about also told me to create for them something nice. When I did, I put the red underneath and then gold on top, and oh my god, and the board was black. So imagine what happened. We had like fireworks. We had fireworks. So I decided, actually, as we're looking for the font for this board, this particular client happened to see the other client's work on my profile. So they were like, yeah, I think you should have this 3D effect. So this is how I create the 3D effect. It's difficult around here because of the font. I'm supposed to know how it runs, so I have this paper. So I have this paper around here because I have to know how the nails run so that I don't intersect places I'm not supposed to intersect, so that actually the word comes out nicely the way it's supposed to. This is why I have this paper here. It's kind of disturbing. I need good eyesight for this kind of thing. When you mess it up just a little bit, the letter gets warped. The letter can become something else. The font can change. The good thing is, if you don't know how the T is, if the client doesn't know how the T is in this particular font, and you mess it up, it can just become another T. They're not going to go to Google and then look for the font that you used and then be like, this letter didn't come out well. Yeah, so you do what you can, you do best what you can, then what you cannot, I believe God covers me all the time. But yeah, it's quite tricky. I have to have the paper next to me. Whenever I'm creating work, I have to have the paper with me. Because when I don't, then I can't know what I'm doing. So I'm using yarn And as this better creates the feed effect, better it's large, it's thick, creates a good build up very fast. And it's interesting. This is letter A, supposed to be separate, but somehow it's attached to S. Such a letter S attached to A. Around here is tricky. Around here is tricky. Tricky. Finally, I found the scissors. So I don't have to use my teeth. I can't use my teeth on yarn. No way. It's too much suffering. So this is how it looks. I'll push the threads down. I pushed the threads down. And this is the other Asante. I push the threads down to create more space for more thread at the top. So our nails are not full, they still have some space. So that's the Asante. And then the other two boards, Apoyo, Matek, and then the other Asante. Yeah. So that's how it is, that's how it's appearing. And now, painted the nails. See how they look? So I painted the nails with gold because I didn't have yellow. Yellow got done, but this gold blends well with this yellow because the yellow is golden. Yeah, so I need to get yellow paint. Next thing on my list. So work with me here. I intentionally zoomed in to show you how I thread. Sometimes I don't show this process because it's just interesting. Sometimes it's exhausting to record while I'm threading. Other times I want to work really fast, other times I don't have time. But as you can see, at least it's visible now. You can see how I thread. This particular technique is called scribbling. It's just taking the thread randomly to places, to different nails to fill up gaps. So what I'm doing here is scribbling. I want you to observe how I do it so that it's easier for you to go around. It's really random. There's no method. There's no formula for this. You thread as you go, just trying to cover up spaces. Just make sure that once the nail has passed a certain path, it doesn't go back. If it does, it has to be like calculated. Actually, it's I think the only rule. Make sure that the thread pattern doesn't repeat itself. The thread doesn't take the same path. That's how you cover spaces quickly. But if it does, it's not also a problem, though. Instead of using another path and it takes the same path, you're actually doing double work. You're not covering up spaces. You're not covering up spaces. The whole point is to cover spaces. So if you have to go back and forth to just cover the spaces, then be it. It's just random. Just make sure the thread doesn't pass where it's not supposed to, so that you maintain the shape of the letter. You don't want to have letter E looking a certain way. So I think I was done with E here. So I think I'm done with E, letter E. I'll just go back to correct a few things, but I'm done with it. There's a little space around here that I had not covered. Yeah. Now I'm comfortable with it, at least it's better. Maybe around here. I see a little space. I was actually not done with letter E. I was not done with letter E, so it's okay. I think we are done now. Okay, so we are on to T. Remember, it's random, so don't let those long strides of mine scare you. It's random, really random. This is how I do my threading. Welcome. Enjoy the process. Nice, I like how it looks. And we are done with letter A. We tie that off and voila! Dear Asante, thank you for creating this work with me. Thank you for your company. See our 3D effect. See how it looks. See how it looks. Looks like it's really coming from the inside of the board. The stains have stayed on this other board, but they're okay. I think we can pass. I'll do better next time. So we have Apoyo Matek, we have Asante, and then we have another Asante. See how our colors have come out, the rich yellow, the black. I'm still thinking of putting another shade, but So thank you so much. Hope you try this at home. Bye.